Anyone who tells you Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart isn't worth the price tag because it's too short is too blinded by their own opinion of value in video games to tell you the truth. I find it hilarious that as soon as Rift Apart hit PC, a discussion arose surrounding the price of the game versus the time it takes to complete, knowing how sweaty and try-hard PC players can be, myself included. I've now finished the game and 100% completed it, and it only took me 15.6 hours, and let me tell you, this game is worth full price. Another way you could phrase that is that Rift Apart is a game properly valued at full price, but the time it takes to finish it might not be everyone's cup of tea. Rift Apart is what I'd call a complete experience. It's polished, it looks beautiful, and 95% of the time its design is well executed. It's a solid, no bullshit third-person adventure platformer with little to no fat or filler in its 15-hour or so playtime. This video will attempt to back up these claims if you had any concerns. Firstly, and the thing you'll notice the most, this game is undoubtedly stunning, and Rift Apart makes it a priority to show you how good it looks. I'm playing on low settings because my PC sucks, but even then, the details on each of the planets the game takes you to are so well crafted that I actually started to feel bad for the developers who had spent hours and hours making all these beautiful environments just for me to speedrun right past them all. If you haven't, please spend time looking at what's been crafted for you and don't ignore that hard work. One of the biggest pieces of evidence to back up how much of a complete experience this is in the set pieces scattered all throughout the game. You thought that the details the environment designers put into the environment were good, and then you realize these motherfuckers animated whole choreographed action scenes just for you to spend like 5 minutes in and never see them again. Insomniac clearly went the extra mile to make each planet memorable by inserting quality content to each inch of the planet. The gameplay consists of puzzle solving, traversal, and platforming, but mostly shooting. While I can't speak all too well on the platforming as I'm not experienced in that genre, I can say that I found it fun, and that's all that matters. It was simple but fun, never too challenging or frustrating, and I loved how much freedom of movement was given in the platforming. I didn't have to follow that many predetermined paths if I didn't want to. The shooting, now that's something I can speak on. This game's sound design, animation, effects, and weapon feedback all add up to an incredibly satisfying combat system that tells me just how much the developers knew exactly what goes into creating a fun and satisfying shooting experience. The oomph of the shotgun, the explosions of bombs or missiles, the clank on metal that the blast pistol makes, it's also magnificently done and an absolute highlight of my time. On a side note, this is a PC port, but it's a port done by people who understand what PC players want. The first of which you'll see is the graphics and customization menus, which are extensive and detailed. And they let me turn off anti-aliasing, so thank you very much. But something that might go unnoticed by some people is the control scheme and how it feels. How many PC games do you play that have movement like this? When you control the character, it only feels like it goes in a few very jagged directions. It sucks and it feels like shit. That is not the case here, and for me, that goes a long, long way. It's got that circular motion which is smooth, and it feels great to control. It feels like Insomniac thought about everything players would do and accounted for it, and also the experience that players would have. So much of the environment is traversable, even though it doesn't look like it would be. So many of the interactions between weapons are thought of, and if you thought traversal might get boring, it never will. Flying around with the jet boots is a blast, and it's a genius introduction to keep the pace up. An area that's always been exceptional in Ratchet & Clank games is the weaponry. That's no different here, and while I can't remember what the old upgrade systems were like exactly, this one is definitely great. Variety? Got it. Goofiness? Got it. Power? Got it. Upgrades? Got it. Even into challenge mode after you finish the game, the upgrades keep going, so if you want to play through the game again, you'll have goals to complete with your weapons and unlock entirely new levels of power. So far, we've confirmed that the worlds, the gameplay, the weapons, visuals, and set pieces are spectacular. The one place this game falls short is in the story and characters. I don't have any emotional attachment to Ratchet, but if I did, I feel like I'd lose it here. The story is simple, the characters are cardboard, and the writing is cheesy and uninspired. I understand that kids will be playing this game, but as an adult, I feel like I was ignored when it comes to the story. Thankfully, all the cutscenes and dialogue are kept to an absolute minimum. Across the 15 hours I played, it felt like there was only 30 minutes or so dedicated to parts of the game I couldn't actually play, and I'm a really big fan of that. That's the only negative though. The rest of the game is exceptional and well worth full price. Specific to PC, however, I had some performance issues, hence the need to turn down my visuals, but my PC isn't the best. 1080 Ti and an outdated CPU doesn't help me too much when it comes to these things. There also continue to be reports of random crashes. I copped a few for sure, but they never corrupted my files, and I only ever lost 1 to 2 minutes of gameplay because the game saves often. Anyone who tells you this game is too short doesn't know that value is subjective. The game is short, yes, but it's got quality content packed into the whole playtime. I can highly recommend it to you at full price. I appreciate everyone watching so very much. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a great day. I'll see you later.